Board mar municipal ma Siaya ikwayo ni kik rit mana omenda mawuok e sirikal nyalore ka gichwal dongruok, to ginene gindiko kwayo ni migepe machiwo sir mag omenda kaka bengi mar KFw kata AFB. Mae ne en kwayo manochwal kod Konyango Charles Otieno man gi lony e dongruok bombe, kendo notielo ni otese mag kwayo goendo nyaka sir gi otese mamoko mangiso kuonde midhi chwalie dongruogego kaachiel kod plan.
KFw will not give you funds unless you are able to submit with your request an approved gazetted service jurisdiction. If you don't have that, you cannot access KFw funds. The same thing with AFB funds. You cannot access them until you have this. Number one. Number two, you need to have an integrated, a spatial framework that integrates economic, physical, social, environmental, and spatial elements. When you have that, yes, you have it. Now we need to have a planning framework that integrates economic, physical, environmental, and spatial elements. I am interested to see that your plan does not just remain spatial, but is a 3D model with spatial renders that can tell me pictorially how the area that I would want to invest in would look like finally when that plan is implemented and is in operation.
Konyango wacho ni board ma Siaya nyaka koro chiew kendo ti gi tendgi eneno ni dongruok ochwal ne jo Siaya, komedo ni weche mag ohala rumo sa 12 ma kata sa 10 okinyi dukni yudo kapok oyaw.
What is it that we need to do to transform our urban entities so that they are positioned to bring quality of livelihood for the citizenry and also enhance economic performance and therefore cash flow within our urban entities? You are not just appointed by the governor as the board to do administrative, activities. Those ones the manager can do. But for the boards, you're supposed to think out of the box, be very innovative, and think of this thing. How do you revolutionize the urban entity and ensure that quality of livelihoods for the citizen of this urban entity is enhanced, to ensure that cash flow in the urban entity is up, to ensure that business and livelihood performance is up, the socioeconomic indicators for your urban entity is growing, is up, so that within a year you should sit back and one of your performance ratings, as you know, and I believe that you are signing performance contracts, isn't it? Was it they are signing performance contract? So when you sign performance contract, one of the things that should emerge at the end of the performance contract as a measurable indicator is how much have you grown the economy of that urban entity? How much have you changed, the service level provision, the livelihoods, indicators. There are indicators which we have developed that should be used to benchmark and to be the bench for which all urban entities should measure their performance. At this age in time, the challenge that we have for our Siaya municipality is, can we transform this economy of Siaya from an administrative perspective to a commercial entity that can provide equitable, respectful, and efficient services to its residents? So that when I land in Siaya at midnight, it is, by the way, it is only Grand Susi that it's called now White House, isn't it? Correct. It is only White House that I have ever landed in Siaya at around midnight and found cuckoo. Beyond that, any other place that you can find, vibrant at those hours is when Tony Nyadundo is doing something somewhere. You know, our economies are actually informal of our urban entities, and they are providing jobs nationally for millions of residents. But this is what is responsible for our slow growth. How much rates, how much own source revenue would you get from an informal economy? As management boards, as boards of these municipalities, you really need to think out of the box, be very, very innovative, and come up with other revenue streams.
Romono mabe no twagie kod Konyango no endo no yuorie gi jatend migao mar lope Maurice Mark Orege kendo no kawie thuolo gi Chief of Staff Cyrus Oguna mano kwayo manager ma Siaya Municipality ni owuog oko kendo rang kaka titiyore.
With a certain manager, and I've told her a couple of times, just put on what? Those high ankle boots, jeans, and a cowboy hat. Then just walk this up Siaya too. What will you be doing? Inspection. But if you don't do that you're sitting in the office, however much you do, it will not be visible. So as a board, you must find a way to be visible. And you must craft that way yourself. That is what Abala Wanga has done here.